Okay, let's play some damn shit. Slut from China.
Grayskull from the evil forces of Skeletor.
Street whore. You suck my dick, bitch. Suck my slut. You suck my dick, bitch. You suck my motherfucking slut.
Mr. Burns hasn't come out of his laboratory for days, working on his new invention. Must be something really special.
Just can't stand the suspense, huh?
You suck my motherfucking slut.
Doesn't bother me at all.
I'm glad
Suck
to hear
my
it,
dick,
Doggo.
bitch. You suck my dick, bitch.
Is it finished?
You suck my dick, bitch.
See for yourself.
You suck my dick, bitch. You suck my dick, bitch.
His name is Stridor. He has
Suck my slut!
and a computer system that can detect trouble quickly. The perfect companion for He-Man.
He-Man and the Masters of the
Strider's supposed to do that to
Universe.
warn us of some danger, but there's no danger here.
Suck? Motherfucking slut.
Heading straight for the palace. We've got to stop it.
Now fuck up another woman so I can dick at that bishop, stupid motherfucker.
By the power of Grayskull.
Move! Stupid! Fuck up another woman.
Here they come.
Fuck up another woman here. So I can dick at that knife, son of a bitch.
Let's see. Falling rocks so hard and hot turn into
Turn into a slut. You better than that damn bishop.
Back at you.
You that damn bishop.
What was all that about?
I don't
suck my
know.
dick.
I've never seen anything like it before.
Move!
You must come to Castle Grayskull immediately. I will explain in a minute.
All right.
One more thing. What I will tell you must remain absolutely secret. So you must come alone.
Suck my
The
slut.
sorcerer says I must come alone, but a robot like Stridor might come in handy. Well, then take him, He-Man. My best wishes. Good luck.
Kiss that bishop by slant out
The one
slut.
responsible for the Wheel of Fire was called Morgoth the Terrible.
Was he a sorcerer?
Yes, once, a very long time ago, he sought to rule Eternia and the universe itself. He sought more power than any mortal should. He became a giant, immortal, with terrible powers.
Suck my slut.
Just in time, the ancients cast him into a prison cell, a dimension from which there would be no return.
Until now, that is.
That is correct, Team.
So what's our first step?
We must journey to Dark Mountain. For that, I must call the Crystal of Alana, which will allow me to use my powers and maintain my true form outside Castle Grayskull. Power than any mortal should. He became a giant.
Don't even think about it.
Powers.
Slut.
Just in time, the ancients cast him into a prison zone, a dimension from which there would be no return.
Until now, that is.
That is correct, Team.
So what's our first step?
We must journey to Dark Mountain. For that, I must call the Crystal of Alana, which will allow me to use my powers and maintain my true form outside Castle Grayskull. And now, we must go to prepare for the coming of Morgoth.
Stupid! Kiss that horrible! Stupid. The stupid machine!
Dog, we must be quiet tonight just in case. But Morgoth
Kiss that! Kiss!
We will come, Dog.
Kiss!
The last time we
Kiss that!
I was still new to the secrets of Grayskull. Still learning. This time, you will find me a more experienced adversary.
You mean you weren't always the sorceress?
No, He-Man.
Dumb
Perhaps it will help us to pass the time more quickly.
Wow, of course, a black ass for Stalin,
Tila
even if it is white. Now, I ain't talking Joseph Stalin either, I'm talking about Stalin!
But it would not really for we did not know that Morgoth had broken through in secret, determined to conquer Eternia. But this time, he would have help. He betrayed our plan to invade the world and terrorizing hundreds of worlds.
Commence firing.
Stupid! Catch that! Catch that rook goodbye!
In less than an hour, we were all taken prisoner to await whatever the advance force might decide to do with us. And
What?
I say we notify the rest of the fleet now. Invade now. In force.
Do you
Let that slut from Shatter!
I must remind you that I summoned
Shiner!
this scouting party,
and
and what I
with you!
say
In effect, the whole
goes.
goddamn entire Chinese military, the government, their scientists, killed all of them. God's so
Right
fucking
ideas.
just as long as China can, just as long as
Perhaps
China
we
can
can
never be
discuss
a threat
this
to the United States of
more
America.
reasonably.
Anyway, whether not by the internet,
This is how the
militarily,
mankind were
or
lost.
economically, I fuck
There is
his
a way.
you want to abandon the game? I'll
Is that
put
the
your
best you
black
can
ass
do?
for Stalin. I ain't talking Joseph Stalin.
Well,
And
no
I ain't
one
talking
is
Joseph
very
Stalin. I'm
inside,
talking
but
about
it is
Stalin.
said that when the evil
And
times
abandoning
come, and a fighter
and abandoning game and abandoning
the
games.
castle of
Even your
Grayskull
ass is white,
will
slut.
open its great drawbridge.
I suspect
I'll
the
get
evil
you
times have
for
arrived.
Starling
Where
and
have I
abandoning
found
games.
these
I ain't
covers
talking
to
Joseph
How
Stalin
did
either.
it go? In
Joseph
barren
fuck
places, find
Whore.
where no water springs, no plant grows, no wind blows. Find all we need.
Sounds like the wasteland. That night, with the old man's help, I escaped from our captors.
With Spitster,
Prisoners escaping me.
she's cute.
Go after her. No, you fools. If we do, the rest will escape too. Let the wasteland have her. We can find out where she went from the others. Besides, she is one woman alone. She can do nothing to harm us.
And that was their greatest mistake, though by morning I might have believed them.
With her Uzi spit.
You who seek help, enter. But know this. If you enter the walls of Grayskull, you may never again be the same as you are now.
Castle's pink skull. Don't even think about it, slut.
Is anyone here? I am here.
The whore from China. Street whore.
I am Kodak Ungo, the sorceress, keeper of the secrets of Grayskull, and I've been watching you for some time now. What has brought you here at last? My village is under attack by invaders. If they are not stopped, all of Eternia may fall. a bargain. I will give you all the power you need to help yourself and your people. Accept.
He's bringing out that whore.
You have not yet heard the rest of the bargain. I have been keeper of Castle Grayskull for a long time. My time here is nearly through. But I cannot leave without first finding someone to take my place. I offer that position to you. It will not be an easy task, Tirana. You will fight many battles, see great sadness and great joy. As keeper of Castle Grayskull, you must fight a constant war against evil and comfort those in need. And you will never be mortal again. Finally, you must preserve and protect the souls of power until the day comes when they will be claimed. Tirana, I know your heart. I know that you are worthy, but the decision is yours. I accept. Then, by the power of Grayskull, let it be done. Enter the pool of power over the place.
Now fuck up another little bit so I can dick of your whore. God damn it.
Grayskull, if the castle accepts you, you will emerge.
Man, that pissed me off.
Excellent. I'm fine. How do I turn back? What do I do? Concentrate. Think. Change. That's it. I'm different. As I told you, from this day on, you shall ever be the sorceress.
For the last time, old man, where's the girl? We know you've helped
Where is this the girl?
No, here. Do what you want to me, but I will not lift a finger to help you.
Very well then. Perhaps you need some
Suck a
encouragement.
motherfucking
Let's
dick.
give the old fool an example of what we have in mind. That falcon, a good place to start. Show him what we can do. Yes, Captain.
Man, look at this fucking shit.
That's not supposed to happen.
Invaders, I am ordering you off the free planet Eternia. You have no place here.
We'll see how bravely you talk when our troops arrive in force.
This is Scout 7. The communicator has been destroyed.
Then we'll make our report in person.
Don't worry, they're not going anywhere. At least not with you think they're going.
Turn around.
Too late. Where did they go?
Far away. By the time they find their way home and report, we'll be ready for them.
What are you ready for me? You are no match for my magic.
Perhaps not, but you have to be here to use it.
No time to think.
Back, Nova. Back to your prison zone. Back.
You did it. Thank you.
No, we did it. Thanks to you and your stories. Now let's go. Goodbye and good luck. When I returned to the castle, Kodak Uncle was gone. And that is how I came to be the sorceress of Castle Grayskull.
And it was a lucky day for us all, Sorceress. We've needed you more than I can ever tell you. And I think we're about to meet you again.
The symbol of Morgoth. It is time.
Eternia, at last. Now to take up where I left off and conquer.
No, Morgoth. Not now, or ever.
Not!
There, the gem is Morgoth's link to this world. Destroy it, and he cannot come through.
Then let's do it.
Not this time, Sorceress. How about a little lightning to keep you busy?
Here, let me.
No, man. I'll be alright. The gem. Destroy the gem.
Force field. Can't get through.
Fools, did you really think it would stop Morgoth? No living creature can pass the barrier I have put around the gem. No one.
Keep trying. We've got to stop him.
Got to get through.
What are you doing? Impossible. No living thing can penetrate that barrier.
But Strider's not alive. He's a robot. Strider?
You will stop.
A little further, Strider. Come on, you can do it. That's it, Morgoth. Everything has its fracture point, and I've just reached mine. You've just reached yours.
Oh God, I was so close.
And don't come back!
Are you alright?
I'm a little weak, but I'm all right. What about Strider? We have to get him back to the laboratory. Man-at-Arms can fix him up if we get there in time.
But how? I can fly back myself, but...
Strider carried me here. It's only fair that I return the favor.
God,
Can you manage all the way back to the palace? Shouldn't you rest first?
No time. And after what Strider just did, I'd carry him to the other side of the planet if I had to. Well, Duncan, will Strider be all right? I think you'll be just fine now. Am I glad to hear that? We've been through quite a lot, the two of us. I wonder what he thinks of it all. One way to find
just the two of us.
This new
We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. You and I. Just the two of us. You and I.
streams, forests, hills.
It's me.
What does a machine know about freedom?
He's bringing out
I
that
believe
whore.
he is more than a
He's bringing out
machine
that
now,
whore.
Man-at-Arms. He may have been a robot when he went against Morgoth, but he is a living creature now.
Well, then he must be set free. It's wrong to keep anything that longs to walk free. Besides, I have a hunch that if we ever need him again, he'll be there.
Now I too must be going, He-Man. The crystal that allows me to maintain my form outside Castle Grayskull is wearing off.
Before you go, Sorceress, I want to thank you for all that you've done. Not just today, but for all of those years you patiently waited, protecting Castle Grayskull.
It has been the highest honor, He-Man, And it has been, and always will be, a joy for me to call you my friend.
She's a very special person, man.
Oh, I want to hear the more.
She's very special indeed. Today we learned about the importance of taking the responsibility to care about our fellow man. If you have a friend who needs help, who's having a difficult time, do whatever you can to help them out. Because as you saw in today's episode, no matter how big the problem, one person or one living creature can make a big difference. See you next time.
Now the power of Grayskull! Not. Amy Wade has He-Man orange. He-Man! The fuck is this shit? Where to watch a He-Man? You suck my slut! Man, this is so fucked up. Man, this is fucked up.
And the masters of the universe!
God damn it.
I am Adam, Prince of Eternity and defender of the secrets of Castle Grayskull. This is Cringer, my fearless friend. Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword.
Held aloft. I used to think he was saying hand it off. Today I handed off my magic sword. I looked at the, what you call it, closed caption on YouTube, and he's saying fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I forgot. The day I held aloft my magic sword. God damn it, my memory is goddamn crap. That fucking pisses me goddamn fuck off, god damn it. Upload the goddamn video, you goddamn son of a goddamn bitch. Which, pit. I do not look like this with a good goddamn, and I got no goddamn choice. I can't bring that motherfucking. Now fuck up and bring this poem down here so I can dick up your rook. You son of a bitch. God damn it. You son of a bitch. You suck my motherfucking dick. Suck my slut. Now fuck up and take this poem, son of a bitch. Suck my motherfucking slut. God damn it. Come on, you slut. Come on, you slant-eyed slut from China! Goddamn slant-eyed motherfucking slut. Come on, you slant-eyed fucking slut. God damn it. God fucking damn it. Suck my motherfucking dick. You suck my motherfucking dick, you motherfucking goddamn bitch. That goddamn bishop is the fucking way. Suck my fucking dick. Suck my motherfucking dick. You suck my bitch ass whore ass dick. Suck my whore ass dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn stupid. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my whore ass dick. You suck my whore ass dick, bitch. You suck my whore ass dick, bitch. You suck my whore ass dick, bitch. You suck my whore ass dick. You suck my whore ass dick, bitch. You suck my whore ass dick, bitch. You suck my whore ass dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. Suck my dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck. Kiss that ponga bar slut. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my whore ass dick, bitch. Move! Wow, put your black ass for Stalin. I ain't talking Joseph Stalin either. I'm talking about Stalin! Slant-eyed slut from China! You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my whore-ass motherfucking dick.
Theoretical physicist at Harvard University, author of Warped Passages, and one of the most cited scientists in the history of particle physics, has spent her career working on a question that most scientists refuse to touch. Not how the universe began, but why there is a universe at all rather than simply nothing. And the answer she's arriving at is one that should not be possible. By the end of this video, you are going to understand 3 things that most people never encounter even once in a lifetime of reading about science. First, you are going to understand why the question, why does anything exist, is not a philosophical question. It is a hard physics question with a measurable answer. Second, you're going to understand what Lisa Randall's work on extra dimensions and the structure of reality actually implies about the origin of existence itself. And third, and this is the part that will stay with you, you're going to understand why the most precise scientific answer we have to the question of why the universe exists is not reassuring. It is the opposite. Stay with me, because the last changes everything. Look at your hand right now. Not metaphorically, actually look at it. What you are seeing is matter. Organized, structured, persistent matter. Atoms bonded into molecules, molecules assembled into cells, cells wired into tissue, tissue shaped over billions of years of evolutionary pressure into something that can reach out, feel warmth, hold another hand. What you are looking at is one of the most improbable configurations of matter in the known universe. But here's the thing nobody tells you when they hand you that fact. The improbability is not the interesting part. The interesting part is the word matter itself. Because matter, all matter, every atom in your hand, every atom in the chair beneath you, every atom in every star in every galaxy across 93 billion light years of observable universe, all of it came from somewhere. And before it came from somewhere, there was a state of existence in which none of it existed. Not just your hand. Not just Earth.
You suck my
not just
ass dick.
Nothing. No space. No time. No energy. No fields. No laws. No dimensions.
Suck my whore ass
nothing. And the question that Lisa Randall keeps returning to, the question that haunts the edge of physics, is this. If nothing is the natural default state of reality, why did it stop being nothing? What broke the silence? To understand where Lisa Randall's answer comes from, you first need to understand the question more precisely. Because why does anything exist sounds like something a philosophy student asks at 2 in the morning. But it is actually one of the oldest unsolved problems in theoretical physics, and it has a specific technical name. It is called the problem of ontological emergence. Why does a universe with physical laws, matter, energy, and structure emerge from a prior state that contained none of those things? For most of the 20th century, physicists sidestepped this question. They focused on the how. How did the early universe evolve? How did particles form? How did galaxies assemble? And quietly agreed to leave the why to the theologians and the philosophers. The Big Bang model describes what happened from the first fraction of a second onward with extraordinary precision. It does not say a single word about what caused the Big Bang or what existed before it, or why the laws that governed it are the laws that they are rather than some other laws entirely. Lisa Randall is one of a small number of physicists who decided that silence was not acceptable. Her approach begins with a deceptively simple observation. The laws of physics as we understand them are not arbitrary. They have structure. They have symmetry. They are mathematically consistent in ways that feel almost designed, not designed by a mind, but shaped by something deeper, some underlying framework of reality that we have not yet fully uncovered. And that framework, she argues, may be the key to understanding not just how the universe operates, but why it exists at all. Her most famous contribution to this question comes from her work on extra dimensions, specifically the model she developed with Raman Sundram in 1999, known in physics as the Randall-Sundram model. To understand why this matters to the question of existence, you first need to understand what extra dimensions actually are and why any serious physicist would propose them. We experience reality in 3 spatial dimensions: length, width, and height. Add time and you get the 4-dimensional spacetime of Einstein's general relativity. This is the universe as we perceive it. But there is a deep problem hiding inside this picture. One of the 4 fundamental forces of nature, gravity, is extraordinarily, inexplicably, almost embarrassingly weak compared to the other 3. The electromagnetic force is roughly 10 to the power of 36 times stronger than gravity. That is a 1 followed by 36 zeros. If you hold a small magnet near a paperclip, the electromagnetic force of that tiny magnet defeats the gravitational pull of the entire planet Earth. That is how lopsided the comparison is. This is not a minor inconvenience in physics. It is called the hierarchy problem, and it is one of the deepest unanswered questions in the Standard Model. Why is gravity so absurdly weak? Why are the fundamental constants of nature tuned to the values they have and not some other values? Why does the universe have the specific structure it has? Lisa Randall and Raman Sundram propose something extraordinary. What if gravity is not actually weak? What if gravity is just as strong as the other forces, but most of it is leaking away into dimensions we cannot detect? What if our 3-dimensional universe is not the whole of reality, but is instead a thin membrane, a brain, in the language of string theory, floating inside a higher dimensional space called the bulk? In that picture, the other fundamental forces are confined to our brain, trapped on the surface of our 3-dimensional slice of reality like water droplets on a soap bubble. But gravity, uniquely, bleeds out into the bulk. It spreads across extra dimensions we cannot see or measure directly, and that is why, on our brain, it feels so weak. We are only catching a fraction of it. This is not science fiction. This is a peer-reviewed, mathematically rigorous model that has been tested against experimental data from the Large Hadron Collider at CERN. The LHC was specifically designed in part to search for signatures of extra dimensions, microscopic black holes, graviton excitations, deviations and collision patterns that would indicate gravity escaping into a higher dimensional bulk. The experiments have not confirmed the model, but they have not ruled it out. And the mathematical framework it provides is one of the most productive and generative structures in modern theoretical physics. But here's where it connects back to the question of existence itself. Because if Randall and Sundram are right, if our universe is a brain embedded in a higher dimensional bulk, then the question, why does anything exist, takes on a completely different character. The common sense expectation, the one that most people carry without ever articulating it, is that existence and non-existence are two clearly separated states. There was nothing. Then, for some reason, perhaps a quantum fluctuation, perhaps a prior universe, perhaps something we have no language for yet, there was something. The transition happened once. It was the beginning, and everything since then has been the unfolding of that original event. In this picture, the question, why does anything exist, is fundamentally a question about the boundary between nothing and something. It is a question about a single, unrepeatable event at the edge of time. And because we cannot go back to observe it, cannot run an experiment on it, cannot probe the conditions that existed before it, the question feels permanently, perhaps even necessarily, unanswerable. It is the one question that science might never be able to reach. That is the expectation. That is the comfortable position. And it is almost certainly wrong. Here's what Randall's framework, taken seriously, followed to its logical conclusions, actually implies about the origin of existence. If our universe is a brain, it is not alone. The bulk, the higher dimensional space in which our brain is embedded, is not empty. String theory and the broader landscape of theoretical physics that Randall's work inhabits strongly suggests that the bulk contains other brains, possibly many other brains. Possibly an enormous, perhaps infinite number of brains, each one a universe unto itself, each one separated from the others not by distance in the three dimensions we can perceive, but by position in the extra dimensions we cannot. In this picture, they're called the multiverse, or more precisely the brain world multiverse. Our universe is not the answer to the question, why does anything exist? Our universe is one data point in a much larger structure of existence that predates it, surrounds it, and will outlast it. The question is not why something emerged from nothing. The question is why this particular something, this particular brain, with these particular laws, these particular constants, this particular structure, emerged from the bulk in the way that it did. And the answer Randall's framework points toward is simultaneously the most scientific and the most virtuous answer possible. It may not have been special. It may have been inevitable. Here's why. In quantum field theory, a mathematical framework that describes how particles and forces behave at the smallest scales, a state of true perfect nothingness is not just rare. It is physically forbidden. This is not a philosophical claim. This is a mathematical result. It comes from the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, which states that we cannot simultaneously know both the energy of a system and the time at which that energy exists with perfect precision. Even a perfect vacuum, a region of space with no particles, no radiation, no matter of any kind, has what physicists call zero-point energy. It fluctuates. It sees. It is never truly perfectly still. This is called the quantum vacuum, and it is one of the most experimentally verified phenomena in all of physics. The Casimir effect, a measurable attractive force between two uncharged metal plates placed extremely close together in a vacuum, is direct evidence of the quantum vacuum's activity. The plates are pushed together by the pressure of virtual particles popping in and out of existence in the space between them and outside. This is not a theoretical prediction.
Stupid!
It has been measured.
Kiss that bishop.
So what happens when you apply this principle not just to a vacuum within our universe, but to the state of absolute nothingness that allegedly preceded the universe? What happens when you ask, was the pre-universe nothing, truly nothing? Or was it a quantum vacuum of some kind, a state of zero-point fluctuation in the fabric of whatever existed before existence? Randall's work does not answer this question directly.
You are not going to say that
physicist's
damn
work
bishop
does.
unless
We
you
do not yet have a theory of quantum gravity powerful enough to describe the conditions at the Planck scale, the unimaginably small scale at which quantum effects and gravitational effects are equally important, and our current mathematics breaks down. But what her framework strongly implies is this. If there was any kind of prior state, any kind of pre-geometric, pre-spatial, pre-temporal substrate from which our universe emerged, that state was almost certainly not static. It was not peaceful. It was not empty in any meaningful sense. It was fluctuating, and one of its fluctuations under the right conditions produced a brain. Our brain, our universe, us. In this picture, the universe did not emerge from nothing. It emerged from quantum instability. And quantum instability, by definition, never stops. Which means our universe was not the first, and will not be the last. Now consider what that actually means. If Randall's framework is on the right track, and it is one of the most mathematically robust frameworks in modern theoretical physics, then existence is not an accident, and it is not a miracle. It is a physical inevitability. Not because some law demanded that this particular universe exist, but because nothingness itself is unstable. Because the quantum vacuum, even a vacuum of pure geometric possibility, cannot remain still. It must fluctuate. And fluctuations, given enough degrees of freedom, enough dimensions, enough time, or even without time, in a timeless quantum foam at the edge of what we can describe, will eventually produce structure. Will eventually produce brains. Will eventually produce universes with laws, with matter, with stars, with planets, with chemistry, with biology, with consciousness, with someone holding up their hand and asking why. The reason the universe exists is not that someone or something chose for it to exist.
You suck my dick, bitch. Suck my dick.
The reason the universe exists is that not existing, truly, completely, perfectly not existing, is harder than existing. Nothingness requires the kind of stability that quantum mechanics does not permit. But here's what Randall's work adds that goes beyond the quantum vacuum argument alone. Her extra-dimensional framework suggests that the structure of the universe, the specific values of its constants, the specific nature of its laws, the specific geometry of its space-time, is not uniquely determined. It is one solution among many possible solutions in a vast landscape of possible brains, each with its own laws, its own constants, its own physics. The string theory landscape, which Randall's work connects to, contains an estimated 10 to the power of 500 possible vacuum states, each one a potential universe with different properties. 10 to the 500. That number is so large it has no physical analog. The number of atoms in the observable universe is roughly 10 to the 80. The string theory landscape dwarfs it beyond comprehension. In this landscape, the question, why does this universe have these laws, has a sobering answer. Because this is the brain we happen to be on. And we are on it because beings like us, beings that require carbon chemistry, stable atoms, long-lived stars, and the specific value of the cosmological constant that allows galaxies to form, can only exist on brains where those conditions are met. This is called the anthropic principle, and it is either the most profound or the most unsatisfying answer in all of science, depending on who you ask. Lisa Randall herself is careful about how far she pushes the anthropic reasoning. She is a physicist, not a philosopher, and she is acutely aware of the difference between a scientific explanation and a tautology. Her position is not that the anthropic principle explains why the universe exists. Her position is that the combination of quantum instability, extra-dimensional structure, and the landscape of possible vacuums
suck my wet dick, bitch.
Put together, create the conditions in which the question, why does anything exist, transforms from a metaphysical mystery into a physical problem. Not a solved problem. A problem with a shape. A problem you can begin to probe with mathematics and experiment, even if the full answer remains beyond our current reach. And that transformation, from unanswerable mystery to unsolved physics problem, is itself one of the most significant intellectual achievements of the last 50 years of theoretical physics. Because problems with a shape can be worked on. Problems with a shape yield eventually to the right tools. The question is no longer why is there something rather than nothing. The question is now, given that quantum mechanics forbids true nothingness, given that extra dimensions may provide the structural landscape from which universes emerge, given that our universe is almost certainly not alone, what is the mechanism? What is the precise quantum geometry of the transition from pre-geometric instability to structured spacetime? What, in the most technically precise language available, actually happened? That is the question Lisa Randall's work has handed to the next generation of physicists. And nobody knows the answer yet? Here is the thing that stays with me long after the physics fades. If nothingness is unstable, if quantum mechanics physically forbids a state of true, perfect, empty nothing, then existence is not a gift. It is not a miracle. It is not an accident. It is a consequence. A consequence of the deepest mathematical structure of reality, operating below the level of space, below the level of time, below any level we have yet learned to describe. The universe did not begin because something chose for it to begin. It began because not beginning was impossible. And your specific consciousness, your specific memories, your specific experience of reading these words right now are one particular flowering of that impossibility. You are what quantum instability looks like after 13.8 billion years of organization. You are a fluctuation that became a star, that became a planet, that became a cell, that became a nervous system, that became a mind, that became capable of asking why it exists. The question you are asking is the universe asking itself. The curiosity you feel when you look up at the night sky is not separate from the universe. It is the universe looking at itself and wondering, The universe folded back on itself in just such a way that it can now pose the question it could not pose before it had consciousness. Why am I here? And the answer, the best, most rigorous, most scientifically grounded answer we have, is because here was easier than nowhere. But that answer immediately opens another question, a darker one that Randall's framework makes unavoidable. If our universe is one brain among possibly infinite brains in other universes with other laws are constantly nucleating from the quantum foam, then what does it mean for something to be real? If everything that can exist does exist somewhere in some brain, is anything truly singular? Is anything truly yours? So let's close the loops we opened at the beginning. We promised you 3 things. First, we promised that the question, why does anything exist, is not a philosophical question. It is a hard physics question with a measurable answer. And now you understand why. The quantum vacuum is experimentally real. The Casimir effect is measured and confirmed. The mathematical prohibition on true nothingness is not a speculation. It is a consequence of the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, one of the most tested and verified principles in the history of science. The question of existence has a physical address. It lives at the intersection of quantum field theory, quantum gravity, and the geometry of extra dimensions. It is a question physics owns, even if physics has not yet answered it fully. Second, we promised you that Lisa Randall's work on extra dimensions and the structure of reality has specific implications for the origin of existence. And now you can see them clearly. The Randall-Sundra model and the brain-world framework in which our universe is a membrane in a higher dimensional bulk transforms the question of why the universe exists from a question about a singular, unrepeatable event into a question about a process. A physical process of brain nucleation, operating in a quantum landscape of possible vacua, governed by the same principles of quantum instability that make the Casimir effect measurable in a laboratory setting. Our universe is not a special exception to the rule of nothingness. It is a natural consequence of the rule that nothingness has no exceptions. Third, we promised that the most precise scientific answer is not.
Can you hear me?
And now you know exactly why.
Can you hear me?
Because the answer is not.
Let me flatten down everything so you can hear me. You suck my wet dick, bitch. There. Suck my wet dick, bitch. You suck
the universe
my
was made
wet
for us,
dick,
not that
bitch.
existence was chosen or designed or inevitable in a comforting sense.
You suck my
the answer
wet
is
dick,
that
bitch.
existence is a side effect of quantum
You
instability
suck my
in
wet
a landscape
dick,
so
bitch.
vast it makes the word vast meaningless.
Now fuck up and
a
read this
landscape
poem
in which
down
our
here.
universe is one solution
my
among
God, I
10 to the
fucked up.
500, one brain among possibly infinite
fucking
brains,
God.
one temporary structure in a bulk that was here before us and will persist long after our brain has cooled and darkened and gone still. We are here because here was easier than nowhere. That is the answer. It is the most honest answer physics can give. And it is enough to keep you awake. But here's what it does not answer. It does not answer what the bulk itself is made of. It does not answer what, if anything, existed before the quantum foam that produced our brain. It does not answer whether the laws of quantum mechanics, the very laws that make nothingness unstable, themselves had a beginning, or whether they are something deeper, something prior, something that was never not there. And that leads to something even stranger. The question of whether the laws of physics themselves could have been different. Whether the mathematics that governs our universe is discovered or invented. Whether there is, beneath all the brains and all the bulk and all the quantum foam, something that had no choice but to be exactly what it is. That is the next video. And I promise you, it is stranger than this one. If you believe reality is stranger than it looks, subscribe. We post one proof every week. Every video on this channel starts where the textbooks stop, at the edge of what physics can currently answer, in the territory where the questions are more important than the answers. And drop your answer below. I read every single one. If nothingness is physically impossible, and existence is a quantum inevitability, does that make your life more meaningful or less? Think carefully before you answer, because both answers are unsettling.
Suck my wet dick, bitch. You 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 suck my wet dick, bitch. Suck my motherfucking dick. You suck my wet dick, bitch. 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 You suck my motherfucking wet dick, bitch. You suck my motherfucking dick. Suck my motherfucking wet dick, bitch. You motherfucking wet dick, bitch. Kiss that castle goodbye, slut. You suck my wet dick, bitch. Suck my motherfucking wet dick. Suck my wet dick, bitch. God damn it. Suck my wet dick, bitch. You suck my motherfucking wet dick, bitch. You suck my dick. You suck my dick, bitch. Suck my motherfucking dick. Suck my motherfucking dick. You suck my motherfucking wet motherfucking goddamn dick, you goddamn motherfucker. You suck my wet dick. You suck my wet dick. Suck my dick. Suck my motherfucking dick. Suck my wet dick. Suck my motherfucking dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick, bitch. You suck my goddamn dick. Bitch, you suck my motherfucking dick. Suck my motherfucking dick. Bitch, you suck my motherfucking dick. Suck my motherfucking dick. Suck my motherfucking dick. Bitch, you suck my motherfucking dick. Bitch, you suck. Bitch, you suck my wet motherfucking dick. Bitch, you suck my wet dick. Now fuck up and put me in check. And you suck my wet dick, motherfucker. You suck my wet motherfucking dick. You suck my wet dick. You suck my wet motherfucking dick, you wet motherfucker. You suck my wet motherfucking dick, you wet motherfucking wet. God damn it. God fucking damn it. You fucking Christ. A fucking Christ. A fucking Christ. The fucking goddamn Christ. The fucking Christ. The fucking goddamn Christ. Suck my goddamn motherfucking wet dick. Suck my fucking dick. You suck my wet dick. Suck my motherfucking wet motherfucking dick. The fucking Christ. Suck my motherfucking wet dick. Suck my wet dick. You suck my motherfucking goddamn wet motherfucking dick. You suck my wet dick. You suck my goddamn wet goddamn motherfucking goddamn dick. Suck my motherfucking wet 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 dick. Suck my motherfucking dick. Bitch, you suck my motherfucking wet motherfucking dick. Bitch, you suck my wet motherfucking wet dick. Bitch, you suck my motherfucking wet dick. Bitch, now fuck him, you stupid motherfucker. You stupid motherfucker. You stupid motherfucking cunt. God damn it. Suck my motherfucking goddamn Holy Ghost wet motherfucking dick. Suck my motherfucking wet dick. You suck my motherfucking goddamn wet god. Now fuck up and forget this, bitch. You suck my motherfucking wet dick. Suck my motherfucking wet goddamn motherfucking dick. Suck my motherfucking wet dick. You suck my god damn it. Suck my goddamn wet dick. Suck my fucking wet dick. Wet with cum. You suck my fucking wet but with cum dick. You suck my wet motherfucking dick. You suck my wet dick. You suck my wet motherfucking dick. You suck my wet dick. Suck my fucking wet dick. You suck my motherfucking goddamn motherfucking wet dick. You suck a wet pussy. You suck a wet vagina. You suck my goddamn motherfucking goddamn dick. You suck my motherfucking wet dick. Suck my fucking dick. Suck my wet motherfucking dick. You suck my motherfucking wet motherfucking dick. You suck my dick, bitch. You suck my motherfucking dick. You suck my wet motherfucking dick. You suck my wet motherfucking dick. You suck my dick. Suck my motherfucking dick. Suck my fucking dick. Suck my fucking dick. You suck my wet motherfucking dick. Wet with dick cum. You suck my motherfucking wet dick. You suck my motherfucking wet motherfucking dick. You suck my wet dick. Stupid! You suck my wet dick. You mean you dumbass cunt couldn't put me in check with a damn rook and a king? I could have dicked you up big time with the rook and the king. You wet dick sucker. You suck my wet dick. That's the prize. That's what you win. You get to suck my wet dick. You suck my wet dick, bitch. You suck my wet dick. So a bitch. You suck my motherfucking dick. With spit.
Your brain has never once shown you the real world. Not even right now as you watch this. Harvard theoretical physicist Lisa Randall, in her peer-reviewed work on extra dimensions and perceptual reality, demonstrated that the universe your brain presents to you is not the universe that actually exists, and the gap between those two things is not a rounding error. It is everything. By the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly why the world you see is a construction, not a recording. You are going to understand how quantum physics and neuroscience converged on the same uncomfortable conclusion from completely opposite directions. And you are going to understand what Lisa Randall found when she pushed her equations past the boundary of what the human senses can detect. A finding so strange that even she called it deeply unsettling. Stay with me, because the last part changes everything. Look at your hand. Right now, look at it. You see skin. You see color. You see a solid surface with texture and depth and edges. You see something that is unambiguously, undeniably there. Now here's what is actually there. Mostly empty space. A loose arrangement of atoms, each one almost entirely vacuum, with a tiny dense nucleus sitting at its center like a marble in the middle of a football stadium. The electrons that surround that nucleus are not little balls orbiting it. They are probability clouds. Smears of likelihood. They do not have a location until something interacts with them and forces one to appear. The solid hand you're looking at is not solid. The color you are seeing is not in the hand. It is a frequency of light your brain has translated into an experience. The edges are not in the world. Your visual cortex drew them. So who built the hand you think you see? You did? Your brain did. And the question is, how and why and what does that mean for everything else you think is real? World, your visual cortex drew them. So who built the hand you think you see? You did? Your brain did. And the question is, how and why and what does that mean for everything else you think is real? Let's start with the neuroscience, because this is where it gets personal. Your eyes are not cameras. This is one of the most important things you will ever learn about yourself, and almost nobody knows it. A camera is a passive recording device. Light comes in, image goes out. What you get is a faithful copy of what is in front of the lens. Your eyes do not work like this. Not even close. Here's what your visual system actually does. At any given moment, the sharpest part of your visual field, the part where you can actually read text, recognize faces, see fine detail, covers an area roughly the size of your thumbnail held at arm's length. That area is called the fovea. Everything outside it is processed at dramatically lower resolution. The peripheral vision you think you have, that full, rich, detailed world surrounding your center of focus, is almost entirely a fabrication. Your brain fills it in. It takes a low-resolution signal from your peripheral retina, and it constructs a high-definition scene from memory, prediction, and statistical inference. You are not seeing the room you are in right now. You are seeing your brain's best guess about the room you are in, updated in real time by small saccadic eye movements you are not aware of making, stitched together into a seamless, convincing, completely synthetic experience of presence. But it goes deeper than that. The signals that travel from your eyes to your visual cortex travel along the optic nerve. That journey takes time. By the time the signal from your retina reaches the part of your brain that processes it into conscious visual experience, approximately 80 milliseconds have passed. At the speed you move through the world and walking, driving, reaching for objects, 80 milliseconds is enough time for significant things to change. If your brain showed you the world as it was 80 milliseconds ago, you would constantly be miscalculating. You would reach for where the cup was, not where it is. You would step where the stair was, not where it is. So your brain cheats.
Now fuck up
it predicts forward. Right here. It uses everything it knows about how objects move, how light behaves, how physics works, and it generates a prediction of where things will be by the time your motor system can respond. What you consciously experience as the present moment is not the present moment. It is a predictive model of the immediate future, rendered as now. Neuroscientist David Eagleman at Stanford has spent years documenting this. His research on time perception and consciousness demonstrated that the brain actively edits your experience of time, filling gaps, reordering events, smoothing inconsistencies, so that your conscious narrative of the present is always already a story your brain told you about something that already happened. You have never experienced the present. You have only ever experienced a model of it. Now,
I got
hold
one word of advice
because this is where Lisa Randall
resign.
Lisa Randall is not a neuroscientist. She's a theoretical physicist at Harvard, one of the most cited physicists alive. And her work is on something that sounds completely unrelated. Extra dimensions of space.
Let me tell you.
Her landmark book, Warped Passages, published in 2000.
You suck my wet dick, bitch.
2005, and drawing on peer-reviewed work in Physical Review Letters, introduced the Randall Sundrum model, a framework proposing that our universe exists on a membrane, a brain, floating within a higher dimensional space we cannot perceive. Now, why does a theoretical physicist working on extra dimensions have anything to tell us about how the brain constructs reality? Because of what she found at the boundary? When Randall and her collaborator Raman Sundram built their model of a warped extra dimension, they were trying to solve a specific problem in physics called the hierarchy problem. The question of why gravity is so extraordinarily weak compared to the other fundamental forces. Their solution involved a second brain, a second membrane universe, separated from ours by a gap in a fifth dimension. Gravity, in their model, leaks between brains. It exists in the full higher dimensional space. The other forces, electromagnetism, the strong force, the weak force, are confined to our brain. They cannot escape into the extra dimension. They are, in a very precise technical sense, trapped here. What does that mean for reality as you experience it? It means that every single thing you perceive, every photon that hits your retina, every air pressure wave that moves your eardrum, every chemical that binds to your taste receptors, is confined to this membrane. Your entire sensory experience of the universe is a brain-bound phenomenon. You are not perceiving the universe. You are perceiving the surface of it, the interior, The bulk,
Bitch,
in
you
Randall's
suck my
terminology,
wet
is
dick,
physically
bitch.
inaccessible to your senses, not difficult to access, not
Bitch, you
requiring
suck
better
my
instruments,
wet dick,
physically,
bitch.
fundamentally, categorically inaccessible. You are a two-dimensional drawing on the surface of a
suck
soap
my
bubble,
wet
trying
dick,
to
bitch.
understand the room the soap bubble is floating in. But here's where it gets crazy. Randall's model does not just say there is more universe you cannot see.
absent-minded
It says the
bitch.
geometry of that hidden dimension
You suck
actively
my
shapes
wet
the physics
dick,
of the
bitch.
universe
I
you can
got
see.
one more
The reason
advice for
particles have
you.
the masses they
Resign.
do, the reason the Higgs boson exists with the mass it
wet
has,
dick,
the
bitch.
reason electrons are as light as they are, is a consequence of the
fuck
warped geometry
is
of a dimension your brain cannot represent,
And you got to
cannot
suck
even form
my
a concept
wet dick,
of without
bitch.
mathematical scaffolding. Your brain, the organ that constructs your reality, evolved on the surface of a
suck my
planet,
wet
at
dick,
human
bitch.
scale, processing signals that travel along brain-bound forces.
You suck
It has
my
no
wet
machinery,
dick,
none,
bitch.
for perceiving or representing the bulk. It is not that the extra dimension is hidden from you the way a dog
You
whistle is
suck
hidden
my
from you,
wet
just
dick,
at a
bitch.
frequency your ears cannot reach.
Suck
It is
my
that your
wet
brain
dick.
has no sensory modality, no perceptual category, no cognitive framework that was ever shaped by
suck
selection
my
pressure
wet
to engage
dick,
with
bitch.
it. It is outside the entire space of things your mind can construct. So your brain's model of reality is not just incomplete
suck
in the
my
way that a
wet
map
dick,
is incomplete.
bitch.
It is incomplete in the way that a photograph of a room is incomplete. It captures one flat projection of a
You
three-dimensional
suck my
space,
wet dick,
and all the
bitch.
depth, all the geometry, all the relationships between objects
suck
that give the
my
room
wet
its actual
dick, bitch.
structure are gone, collapsed into the image, unrecoverable by looking at the photograph alone. Now let's go back to quantum
You suck
mechanics,
my wet
because
dick,
quantum
bitch.
mechanics had already arrived at
You suck my wet dick, bitch.
is incomplete. It is incomplete in the way that a photograph of a room is incomplete. It captures one flat projection of a three-dimensional space, and all the depth, all the geometry, all the
You
relationships
suck my
between
wet
objects
dick,
that give the
bitch.
room its actual structure are gone, collapsed into the image, unrecoverable by looking at the photograph alone. Now let's go back to
suck
quantum
my wet
mechanics,
dick, bitch.
because quantum mechanics had already arrived at the same conclusion
You
from the
suck
opposite
my wet
direction,
dick, bitch.
and the
You
convergence
suck
between
my
these
wet
two fields
dick, bitch.
is what
You
makes
suck
this story
my
so
wet
difficult to
dick, bitch.
dismiss.
Now
Double
fuck
slit
up and
experiment.
overlook this.
You may have heard of it.
So yeah, I can make
Run
you
in its
suck
modern
my
form
wet
at
dick,
institutions
bitch.
including the Weizmann Institute of Science in Israel and repeated at dozens of labs across the world, it remains one of the most replicated and most disturbing results
Kiss
in
one of
all
those
of
pieces
physics.
goodbye,
Here's
slut.
what happens. You fire particles, electrons, photons, even molecules,
Dumbass.
one at a time at a barrier with two narrow slits cut into it. Behind the barrier is a detector
Suck my
screen.
wet dick.
If particles are particles, little solid things with definite locations,
my
you expect them to
motherfucking
pile up
dick.
in two bands directly behind the two slits, the same way sand thrown at a fence piles up behind the gaps. That is
Suck
what
my
common
wet
sense,
dick.
Newtonian physics, and every intuition you have built from living in the physical world predicts. Instead, you get an interference pattern. A series of alternating bands
Suck
of high and
my
low
wet
density
dick.
spread across the detector screen. The
God
pattern that
damn it.
appears when two waves overlap and interact. The particle,
God fucking
fired
damn
alone
it.
with no other particle present to
That
interfere
fucking
with,
pisses me
behaves
off.
as though it passed through both slits simultaneously,
I'm not gonna
interfered
suck
with
your
itself as a
dick.
wave,
I'm
and
not
only then
gonna
resolved
suck
into
your
a single
dick.
point on the
You
detector.
you
The
want
particle
someone to
existed as a
suck your
wave
dick.
of probability,
You want
a
somebody to
superposition
suck
of
your
all
dick, you
possible
go to the
paths,
nearest
until
gay
the
bar,
moment
you
it was
pay a
detected,
gigolo to
until
suck
something
your
measured
dick
it,
there.
until something in the physical
Then you
world
get back and
interacted
I'll
with
beat
it
your
and
ass
forced it
just
to
make
choose a
you suck
location.
my wet
Here's the
dick,
part that
bitch.
makes physicists uncomfortable even now,
You
decades
suck my
after the
wet
experiment
dick,
became
bitch.
textbook material. When researchers at the
Wet
Weizmann
with
Institute
cum.
placed a
Wet
detector
with
at the
thick
slits,
cum.
a device that could tell in principle
suck
which
my
slit the
wet
particle
dick,
went through,
bitch.
the interference pattern disappeared.
You
completely.
suck my wet
The particles
dick,
went back to
bitch.
behaving like particles.
My
Two
wet
bands,
dick, bitch.
no wave behavior. The act of measurement, of gaining information about the particle's path, destroyed the quantum
You
behavior.
suck my
The
wet
particle knew
dick,
it was
bitch.
being watched. That sentence is not metaphor. It is the most literal description of what the mathematics predicts and the experiments confirm. The presence of an
Suck my
observer,
wet
more
dick,
precisely,
bitch.
the presence of any physical interaction that encodes information about the particle's path, collapses the
You
wave
suck
function,
my wet
converts
dick,
probability
bitch.
into actuality, creates a definite reality where
suck
before there was
my
only a
wet
smear of
dick,
potential.
bitch.
This is not a technological limitation. It
You
is not a
suck-
measurement
Kiss
distance
one of
problem
those
that better
pieces,
instruments
you
could solve.
slut.
Physicist John Wheeler, who worked
suck my
alongside
wet
Niels
dick,
Bohr
bitch.
and spent decades probing the foundations of quantum
suck
theory,
my wet
proposed what he
dick,
called the
bitch.
participatory universe. The idea that observers are not passive witnesses to a
Suck my
pre-existing
wet
reality,
dick, bitch.
but active participants in its creation. His delayed choice experiment, proposed in
You
1978
suck my
and first
motherfucking
physically
wet
realized
dick.
in 1984 by Carol Alley and colleagues at the University of Maryland, showed that you can choose whether a photon behaved as a wave or a particle
You
after it
suck
has
my
already
wet
completed
dick,
its
bitch.
journey, retroactively determining its history.
You suck
The universe
my
at its
wet
most
dick,
fundamental
bitch.
level does not have a definite state until something interacts with it.
Suck my
Now bring
dick.
these two threads together. Lisa Randall's physics tells us that the universe
suck
is
my
geometrically
dick,
larger
bitch.
and stranger than anything our senses can
suck
access,
my wet
that our
dick,
perceptual
bitch.
reality is a brain-bound projection of something whose full structure we are constitutionally incapable of perceiving. Quantum mechanics tells us that the universe does not even have a definite structure until something observes it. That reality is not a fixed thing waiting to be discovered, but a probability field that collapses into specificity through the act of measurement. And neuroscience tells us that the brain receiving those measurements is not a passive recorder, but an active constructor, predicting forward, filling gaps, smoothing time, drawing edges, inventing color, and delivering to your conscious experience not the world, but a model of the world tuned by evolution to keep you alive, not to show you what is true. 3 fields, 3 completely independent lines of inquiry. 1 conclusion: the world you experience is constructed. At every level, from the quantum scale where particles lack position until observed, through the brain scale where entire dimensions of geometry are physically sealed from your senses, up to the neural scale where your brain assembles a synthetic present from prediction and memory, and fills your visual field with a fiction detailed enough to convince you completely. You have never seen reality? You have seen what your brain built from the signals that reached it. And those signals were already a tiny, filtered, brain-confined, observer-dependent sample of something much larger, much stranger, and completely beyond the reach of any sense you have or could ever have. Here's the thing that should keep you up at night. If your brain constructs reality, if it is not receiving the world but building it moment to moment from incomplete signals and forward predictions and brain-confined measurements of a probability field, then the question is not whether your reality is real. The question is, real for what? Your brain did not evolve to show you truth. It evolved to keep a fragile biological organism alive on the surface of a planet for long enough to reproduce. It evolved to model threats, resources, social relationships, and physical obstacles at human scale, in human time, with enough accuracy to be useful. Not perfect accuracy, useful accuracy. The difference between those two things is the entire history of human error, human war, human suffering, and human wonder. Lisa Randall has said, and this is worth sitting with, that most of the universe is simply not accessible to human perception, and that this is not a temporary problem science will eventually solve. It is a permanent structural feature of what we are. We are brain-bound. We are sense-limited. We are prediction machines running on evolutionary hardware that was never designed to show us the universe. It was designed to show us enough of the universe to survive it. Which means every model of reality humans have ever built, every religion, every philosophy, every scientific theory, every political system, every story, is a construction built by brains working with a fraction of the available data, filtered through senses that evolved for survival, not truth, assembled into a narrative that feels complete because incompleteness is invisible from the inside. You cannot see the edge of your own blind spot. That is what makes it a blind spot. So here's the question I want you to sit with. If everything you know about reality is a model built by a brain designed to survive rather than to see, what would it take to actually know something true? So let's return to every promise I made at the start. I told you that you would understand why the world you see is a construction, not a recording. And now you do. Your visual cortex is not a camera. It is a prediction engine. It generates a model of the world that is updated by incoming sensory data, but is never identical to it. The color you see is not in the object. It is a neural translation of a wavelength. The solidity you feel is not in the matter. It is an electromagnetic repulsion between electron clouds. The present moment you inhabit is not the present. It is a forward projection, rendered in the past, experienced as now. I told you that quantum physics and neuroscience converged on the same conclusion from opposite directions. They did. Quantum mechanics from the bottom up. Matter has no definite properties until observed, and the observer is not separate from the system but constitutive of it. Neuroscience from the top down. The conscious mind is not reading reality, but writing it continuously from the inside. There's no way to verify the output against anything external. And I told you what Lisa Randall found at the boundary of the perceivable, something she herself described as deeply unsettling. And now you understand it. The Randall-Sundrum model does not just add hidden dimensions to the universe. It tells us that the geometry of those dimensions shapes the physics of everything we see, while remaining permanently, physically, constitutionally, beyond the reach of any sense we have or could evolve. The universe is not hiding from us. We are structurally prevented from seeing it. There is a difference, and that difference matters enormously for how science, philosophy, and human meaning-making proceed from here. But here is what I did not promise, and what I now need to give you. All three of these fields, neuroscience, quantum mechanics, and Randall's higher dimensional physics, point toward the same underlying question, and none of them answer it. If reality is observer-dependent at the quantum level, if particles have no definite state until measured, and if observers are themselves physical systems made of quantum particles, then what observes the observer? What collapses the wave function of the brain doing the measuring? This is not a rhetorical question. It is a measurement problem, one of the most contested unsolved problems in the foundations of physics, and the answer you give it determines everything else. If consciousness collapses wave functions, then mind is not a product of matter, but a precondition of it. If decoherence collapses wave functions, the interaction of a quantum system with its environment, then consciousness is irrelevant to the structure of reality, and your entire inner life is an epiphenomenon, a shadow cast by physics that doesn't need you. These two answers point to universes so different in their fundamental nature that they might as well be different religions.
God damn it.
And Lisa Randall's work adds another layer. If we are brain-bound, if our universe is one membrane in a higher dimensional bulk, then what does it mean to ask whether reality is observer-dependent? Which observers? On which brain? If there are other brains, other universes floating in the bulk, each generating their own observer-dependent collapse of their own local reality, is there any brain-independent fact of the matter at all? Or is reality all the way down relative to the membrane you are standing on? And that leads to something even stranger. Because if reality is brain relative, if the physics that governs what is real depends on which membrane you exist on, then the next question is whether those brains interact. Whether information, not just gravity, can leak between them. Whether there is something, some signal, some echo, some interference pattern pressed into the structure of our universe from a neighboring membrane that we have already measured without knowing what we were measuring. That is the subject of the next video. And I promise you, it is stranger than this one. If you believe reality is stranger than it looks, subscribe. We post one proof every week, and every video pulls on the same thread. The universe is not what your brain tells you it is, and science is slowly proving it. Drop your answer in the comments below. Here is the question: if your brain constructs reality rather than records it, and if there is no way to step outside your brain to verify what it is constructing, is there any meaningful difference between a constructed reality and a real one? I read every single one.
You suck my wet dick, bitch. Suck my wet dick. You suck my wet dick, bitch. You suck my wet dick, bitch. Suck my dick. You suck my wet dick, bitch. Now fuck up and over there so I can dick up. Now fuck up and bring that damn pawn down, you slut. Now I'll dick you a fucking rook, son of a bitch. Bring your wet dick down. Bring your wet dick down here. Bring your wet asshole down here. Now stick my wet dick up your wet butt, and your puke wet come out of your fucking mouth. You suck my wet dick. God damn it. God fucking damn it. Suck my motherfucking wet motherfucking goddamn dick, you wet motherfucker. You suck my wet motherfucking dick, bitch. Wet motherfucker. Suck my wet motherfucking wet dick. Suck my wet dick. Man, this is bullshit. You suck my wet dick, bitch. You suck my wet dick, bitch. She's wet. You suck my wet dick, bitch. You suck my wet dick. You suck my motherfucking goddamn wet dick. Suck my motherfucking dick. You suck my wet dick, bitch. God damn it. You suck my wet dick. Suck my motherfucking wet dick, bitch. You suck my motherfucking dick. Suck my motherfucking dick. Suck my motherfucking cunt. Suck my ass. You suck my dick, bitch. Suck my wet dick, bitch. Suck my motherfucking wet dick. Suck my ass. You suck my motherfucking ass. You suck my dick. You suck my wet dick. God damn it. Suck my wet dick. Suck my wet dick. Suck my motherfucking wet goddamn motherfucking dick. Suck my motherfucking wet dick. Suck my dick, bitch. You suck my dick. Suck my motherfucking dick. Bitch, you hear me? You suck my wet dick, bitch. Suck my motherfucking wet dick. Suck my dick. Suck my motherfucking dick. You suck my motherfucking wet motherfucking goddamn dick. You goddamn son of a goddamn bitch. Suck my wet dick, bitch. You suck my wet dick, bitch. God damn it. God fucking damn it. Suck my wet dick, bitch. You suck my wet dick. Suck my motherfucking wet dick. You suck my wet dick, bitch. Suck my wet dick. You suck my motherfucking dick. Bitch, you suck my wet dick. Suck my wet dick. Son of a bitch. You suck my motherfucking wet dick. Suck my dick, bitch. Suck my motherfucking dick. You suck my wet dick. Suck my motherfucking dick. You suck my wet dick. You suck my dick. Bitch, you suck my fucking dick. You suck my fucking dick, you motherfucker. You suck my motherfucking dick. You suck my fucking dick. Suck my dick. Bitch, you suck my dick. Bitch, you suck my dick. Suck my wet dick. Suck my dick. You suck my whore ass dick. You suck my dick, bitch. You suck my dick, bitch. Suck my motherfucking dick. Oh, are you stalling? Because I will put your black ass. Make you suck my wet black dick. Even if I am white, I'll make you suck my wet dick. Suck my motherfucking wet dick. You suck my wet dick, bitch. You suck my motherfucking wet dick. God damn it. God fucking damn it. Suck my wet dick. Suck my wet dick. Suck my motherfucking wet dick. Suck my wet dick. Suck my fucking wet fucking dick. Suck my motherfucking wet dick. God damn it. God fucking damn. God damn it. God damn it. Man, I could have fucked his ass. Oh, fucking Christ. God fucking damn it. Man, that's fucking bullshit. I need some preferences. I need a fucking, with the clue, I need some fucking, to get my goddamn clarity back. Some goddamn preferences, or some goddamn stem cells, goddamn son of a goddamn bitch, goddamn it. You suck my wet dick, bitch. Suck my motherfucking wet dick. Oozy spit. You suck my wet dick, bitch.
In the old days of the King Arthur, of which the Britons spake in great honour, all was this land fulfilled of faeria. The elf twain with their jolly company danced full oft and many a grain a maid.
Suck my dick, bitch.
Britons spake in great honour, all was this land fulfilled of faeria.
The clue.
The elf twain with their jolly company danced full oft and many a grain a maid. This was the old opinion of the raider. He spake of many 100 years ago, but now can no man say none elf is small.
Suck my wet dick, bitch. You suck my wet dick.
Do you ever feel like the world just isn't magical anymore? Do you ever get this longing to go back to the time of dragons and fairies?
Suck my wet dick, bitch.
I mean, magic? Rhetorical question. I know you do. It's there, in the elaborate medieval core outfits all over Instagram and TikTok, in the surging popularity of Ren fairs and tabletop RPGs. It's even there in the romantasy trend, which appears to be almost single-handedly keeping the modern publishing industry afloat. As an observer, watching humanity from the outside, this is clearly a feeling that haunts you. And, if I'm being honest,
suck my wet
me
dick,
too.
Bitch.
It's hard not to look back, to dream of a time before the bleakness and hopeless complexity of the modern world. I mean, when I think of fantasy as a term, this is actually more or less what comes to mind. The past. I know, you have your urban fantasy and your science fantasy. I'm not trying to say fantasy is just one thing, but I've always found it interesting that a term as broad as fantasy, a genre that could implicitly describe almost anything, anywhere, anywhen, is so deeply tied to Northern Europe during the Middle Ages, or, if not that, Imperial China, or pre-colonial Africa, or the Islamic Golden Age. It almost seems like, in humanity's collective imagination, and even in mine, magic just isn't for the present. It's a thing that existed in the past. And if that's the case, what does that mean about the world we're living in now? Has the age of dragons,
the Islamic Golden Age, the hate,
really
hell,
come and gone?
out of the burning hell,
really living in a post-magical
age.
era?
Move, you wet dick bitch. You move, you wet dick bitch.
Really quick, before the video starts, I just want to tell you about Tale Foundry Behind the Machines.
You suck my wet dick, bitch.
Welcome to nothing. Population 7,200. Humans. Haunted houses. All of them.
You suck my wet dick, bitch.
Fairies. Yes. Survival rate. To be determined. Book. The Ghost of Nothing. Sequel. Coming soon.
God damn it. Suck my wet dick, bitch. You suck my... Now fuck up and
My
bring this
story
poem
took
in
place
here.
in the north of Greece. The landscape is alpine with lots of rivers and dragon lakes, as we call them.
You suck my wet dick,
is
bitch.
alpine with lots of rivers and dragon lakes, as we call them. We being the blacks, an integrated minority with our own language and beliefs.
Suck my wet dick, bitch.
When I was a kid, I would spend my summers in my village, a small community living in the forest. My grandparents had an amazing garden full of colorful flowers, fruit trees, and vegetables, which we took care of daily. Next to our house was a river called the White One, and multiple springs of water creating a continuous hum.
Every noon I would fetch water from the springs, since we preferred it to the tap water. One day I was carrying the jerry can and walking toward the springs when I saw 2 other kids I knew well. I abandoned my quest for water and started playing with the kids in the stream. We got quite carried away, chasing each other and racing along the river. Eventually, we reached an area not far from my house where wild cherry trees grew.
Suck my
The
wet
weather
dick,
was
bitch.
unusually hot, so we were attracted to the shade of the trees, and of course the cherries. So sweet and sour.
You suck my wet dick,
The
bitch.
3 of us decided to skip lunch and eat cherries instead. I don't know how long we sat there
You suck
stuffing
my
ourselves
wet
with
dick,
cherries,
bitch.
but eventually we all must have fallen asleep. Because
You
the next
suck
thing
my
I
wet
remember
dick.
was waking up startled. Something was wrong. I could hear the normal sound of the river sloshing
Bitch, you
and
suck
gurgling,
my wet dick,
and
bitch.
another sound over it that wasn't normal.
God damn it.
It was a shushing
God
sound.
fucking damn it.
Laughter and whispering voices. The other kids
God
were awake
fucking
too, and we
damn
were all
it.
staring at each other. We couldn't figure out where the voices were coming from. They were quite loud, louder than the river. It was like there were people right
Bitch,
next
you
to
suck
us,
my
and yet
wet
we
dick,
couldn't
bitch.
see anyone anywhere.
Suck my wet
The
dick.
sun was starting to set,
Son of
and
a
we
bitch.
realized we'd spent the entire day out there, and our parents would be worried, so we forgot about the voices and rushed home.
Suck my
Later,
wet dick,
still
bitch.
thinking about what
Son of a
happened,
bitch.
I decided to talk to my grandfather
You
about
suck
it,
my wet
hoping
dick,
he would
bitch.
have a reassuring explanation for what we had heard.
Suck
Instead,
my
he
wet
got
dick.
stiff and quiet and quickly changed the subject.
You
I
suck
could tell
my
he knew
wet
something,
dick, bitch. You
but was
suck
holding
my
back.
wet dick. Suck my
The next
dick.
day, I was watering the plants in the garden, and suddenly I felt a chill rush through
You
my
suck
body,
my wet dick,
and I got
bitch.
goosebumps
You
all
suck
over.
my dick, bitch.
I looked around, feeling
You
like I was
suck
being
my
watched,
dick,
but
bitch.
there was nothing there.
You suck my
I told myself it
goddamn
was just my
dick.
overactive imagination. But that afternoon, right after sunset, when the fireflies began to fly, I heard the voices again. It was that same laughing, whispering, shushing sound we'd heard by the
Bitch,
cherry trees.
would you just suck my
And this time
motherfucking
there
dick?
was a drumming sound as well. It didn't last
For
very
fuck's sake,
long,
would you
but
just
I heard
suck
it
my
again that
dick?
night as I was going to bed. I looked out my window at the garden, and the sounds just rose up out of nowhere. They sounded very close, like there were people right outside my window. Terrified,
Suck
I
my
ducked away
dick,
and
bitch.
shut the curtains. But after a few
Protect my
minutes of hearing
fucking
these
balls.
sounds, I couldn't contain my
Now
curiosity
fuck up at me.
and peeked out through my curtains again. This time, I saw something. There were dim lights and shadows in the woods
Suck my
near the wild
dick.
cherry trees I
Oh
mentioned
my
before.
god, I fucked up.
The shadows looked to be of fully grown adult people. But the shadows weren't gray or black as you'd expect, but rather bluish. I just knew they weren't human shadows. There were lights too. So many lights that they looked like embers from a fire. I ran to my grandfather thinking whoever, whatever was out there was setting the trees on fire. He didn't seem alarmed by this at all.
You suck my
Instead,
motherfucking
he
dick.
sat me down, his face very serious, and said, "That river and
God
those
damn it.
trees, they don't belong to us alone." He explained that it wasn't fires I had seen, but something else. He
Dude! What the
He
hell?
only said that what I heard was known as
That, cuss.
Since I heard it, that meant
Stupid!
But ultimately it was my choice, and I had to
Dumbass.
decide for myself. That was all he said that night.
Oh,
I talked to my
digger!
grandmother about it the following day, and she told me that I was never to mention what I saw or heard again. The people
Kiss your
she
ass
called
goodbye.
them, were to be protected as they protected us. And that was all she said on the matter. I've thought a great deal about what my grandparents meant since then. I think sometimes when people hear these sounds and see those lights
Not!
and are never seen again, that's the calling.
Kiss my dick.
My grandfather told me to stay away, but I guess he knew he couldn't stop me if I really wanted to follow those lights and those sounds. That's why he said it was my
That's
choice.
fucked up.
I chose not to follow. There are multiple stories of sightings in the area, but those stories aren't mine, and I don't know how truthful they may be. This is the first time I've mustered up the courage to talk about my experience.
You dimwit fuckwit.
I think fairies are nature itself. We live simultaneously.
I see a dick in your future. I see a dick.
I don't know if they
I see a dick in your future. I see a dick. I see a dick in your future. I see a dick.
Hidden from human eyes.
I see a dick in your future. I see a dick. I see a dick in your future. Dick.
This was my first fairy encounter.
You dumbass.
The first in a long series of encounters that went on for about 5 years. It happened when I was about 6 in Romania in the 1970s. I lived with my parents and my grandmother in a beautiful house with a large backyard.
Digger!
But even more, I loved venturing past the bushes and hedgerows at the edge and into the woods. It was early May. I came home from school, and later in the afternoon I went outside to play. There was a wooden table with benches near the hedge at the back. I had my back towards these as I sat down on the ground to build a little fort, a favorite game of mine at that time. Then I heard a voice.
Come on, you dick sucker.
Hi. The voice startled me. I turned around and saw a girl about my age. She had dark brown hair, medium length, brown eyes, and white skin.
Move, you whore.
On the pale side. She was slightly shorter than me, wearing a
I'm getting in
sleeveless
this
white dress and white
business. I'm
boots.
getting in this business.
It didn't occur to me immediately that it was too chilly for a white sleeveless dress. And much
With
later,
the spin,
it occurred
girl.
to stop the thought. I guess when you're 6, it's much easier to brush off things that don't quite fit.
I touched her. Hey,
I'd like to add that boots and a sleeveless dress was not how someone would dress in Romania in the 1970s. But at the time, I was more interested in making friends with the girl and couldn't care less about what she wore. Hi, I said, and asked,
damn, I
"What's your name?"
fucked his
"I'm calling you," she said, and
dumbass.
laughed. I laughed too.